Hey there, friends and fellow crafters. It's Leanne, and I am here with a project from Scrappy Tales Crafts. So here I am with my crumb coat paper. This is my favorite paper when I'm doing alcohol ink blending, and as it is a very shiny ceramic coated paper, works great. So I have brought in my rag, decided to put my paper on there. I am using Tranquil, which is a pearl ink, and then Aqua, which is the original alcohol inks. Added some blending solution and just moving it around. Just love watching it turn. Added some more of that Tranquil, and now I'm using compressed air to move it. And this is a little trick that I learned from somebody on YouTube, and unfortunately I don't remember who. And it's, yeah, I use the A2 Cloud Frame cover plate, the Fairy Silhouettes, the Fairy Sentiments stamps and dies, and one of the Starry Night stencils, one of the stencils from the Starry Night stencil set. Here I had already lined up my stamp, so I knew right where to put the die cut, using my Versafine Clair and Nocturne, and stamping out the word dreams. Of course, I am going to double stamp that, just to make sure that I get it the way I wanted it. And I love the way it turned out. So I'm bringing my panel back in, and there you can see the cover plate. I just love the way these clouds are. So here I'm using the third stencil of the set that I didn't use last time, and some iridescent creative medium, just to add a little shine through the stencil. Just a little bit more shimmer through the cloud. I mean, through the stencil there. I mean, we're talking fairies. Who doesn't want shimmer? So now I'm going to look at all that shine. I'm going to set this aside to dry, and I'll just let you get mesmerized by it over there. And of course, if it just wouldn't be me, it's a cover plate die, it needs to be a shaker. So I'm bringing in my A2 size acetate, and I love this acetate because it comes in a true A2 size. I also get it sized from my mini slimlines as well as my regular slimlines. Everything will be linked in the description box below. But it's just one step that I don't have to do, which is, cutting the acetate. So here I am cutting my foam. I could not find my foam roll that is my 1/4 inch width, so I had to use this thicker, and I just double it up. That way it's not as wide because of the borders. I want it to fit properly. So cutting it, peeling it, piecing it, making sure my whole area is covered the way it needs to be, adding some Tinkerbell sequins to the mix. First I add some, and then I think, well, maybe I've added too much. So I take them out, and then you're going to see I decided to add them back in because it needed it. I was afraid too much was going to get stuck to the foam tape on the inside, because I wasn't paying attention how I was putting it down. And of course it's sticky on the inside. So now I'm using a trick I used from my friend, or learned from my friend Renee over at Delaney Jane Cards. And I doubled up the acetate. That way my sequins are sandwiched in, and I don't have to worry about them falling out. Attach that to my card panel, and I love the way it looks. So now I'm going to start playing with my die cuts, and you're going to have to let me know in the description box below which you liked better. First I put the sentiment on a black shadow. Then I was thinking about doing the sentiment by itself, and then I decided to grab out my cardstock from Stamp Me Some Love, and I grabbed the pale aqua, and I'm going to there's the color. And I'm going to use that as the shadow and for the second half of my sentiment later. And so I am die cutting that off screen. Sorry, I have a Vagabond and it's just too heavy to keep moving back and forth, and then it wouldn't fit in the screen anyway. So here I am adding my sentiment to that. I am using Barely Art glue for everything other than the foam tape, and it holds perfectly for me. So there we go with the dreams. And then now I'm going to add some foam tape to my fairy. I wish I had remembered to cut some glitter pieces to put behind her wings this time, but I did not. And so I make up for it later, I think. And so now there's my fairy. And I'm going to start putting my butterflies together because I wanted to use the butterflies that were in that collection as well. That fairy silhouette stamps. Or dies, sorry. Again, if I haven't said, everything will be linked in the description box below. These are the stamps and dies that are from the June 2021 release. And I love this release. And so it really works. And having 3 granddaughters, that just makes it work even better. Because I don't really have to think about what kind of card I want to make them, because I can just do fairies. And they're going to be happy. So here we go. I am now getting my foam tape on the sentiment strip. And that one has my big butterfly on it. And that's the sentiment Follow Your, which goes along with Dreams. And then my smaller butterfly again. Now I've decided to grab my rose gold shimmer sticks, dauber, and just add a little bit more shine to that fairy. That way she shimmers too. Have a great day.